Alright, engine bay portion of the 2003 Toyota Tacoma. I always start by checking our core support, crash rails. Everything here look really good. Going straight down. Frame rails, no bends or anything here. I did note, if you look down there, there is no belt on that pulley for the air conditioning system, so I imagine that's most likely why it's not working. Typically when they take a belt off, there's a reason. Everything else checked out really good here. We got a pretty fresh battery. Toyota, that's always good. Looks like there's been a recent tune-up. On the other side you can see new coils. Oil level was just a little bit above the low mark, which doesn't mean there's any kind of issue with operation, but definitely not full. You can see newer coils here. Power steering fluid was a bit discolored. Would recommend servicing on that just because it is also a bit low. You can see here dark brake fluid. I did make a note on the drive portion that there was a soft pedal feel, some pulsating as well, so maybe look into that. Hoses and everything, the belts are on there, actually look pretty new. Drive assembly also looks good, dry. Didn't see any operation issues here. One thing I did note, we had some buildup here on the side. Not sure if it's from the undercoat or just from when they clean the engine. If some of that's like leftover residue. You can see on the bolts here how they're just different colors. Just some got more attention than the other when they cleaned it. So that's kind of a good reference there. But not too bad of an engine bay for the mileage in the year. Alright, this is going to be our exterior portion, 2003 Toyota Tacoma. It says 193,000 miles on it. Overall, inspection came back pretty good on the exterior here. Some dings, some dents, but nothing real major to make note. We do have some oxidation on the trim that you can kind of see. It's a little hard to tell. Glass and everything is all good. This does have a sunroof. Front end didn't see any damages or anything like that. Does have some steps that are in pretty good shape, nice, secure, not loose or any play. Did note on the passenger side or the driver's side, the wing window has a pin that's missing, so it kind of makes it a little bit flappy in the wind there. This is a step side model, pretty good. On the rear bumper, I noticed this trim piece kind of missing. Kind of made me grab on these other ones. They're pretty secure on this side, but this side they are pretty loose. Kind of hanging out. Overall, lights are in really good condition. We didn't have any plate lights on here. Canopy with rack, color matched. Correct, it has the slider window. This has a slider window on the cab as well, so you can go through the canopy and the cab. That's good. Everything was working good as intended on this exterior portion. We'll go ahead and end there. Alright, this is going to be our undercarriage portion here. Take a second for it to adjust. I'll give you a little vision there. That's a straight back from the front. These do have skid plates, both of them still there. Both of them secure and tight, no sagging or shaking. Kind of see the front end here a little bit. Looks pretty good. Over this driver's side, pretty good. Like I said, this thing has been undercoated. So it has quite a bit of like an oil base, which is good. That's what you want to see. We'll move on to the corner from the driver's side. Alright, so we're really trying to highlight body mounts, frames, driveline, transfer case. You can see both cats from this side. We'll get a good side of that on the other portion here, but going in here looks pretty good. Like I said, it has been undercoated. Not too bad on this corner. Alright, so the Toyotas, they did have a tendency to build up some rust on these perch areas. This side did check out pretty good. Everything was nice and tight. Leaf spring looks in good shape. Axle looks pretty good and dry. It does have like an oil-based coating on there. Move off to the rear here. Alright, good visual of the spare when we go from the back like this. As you can see, that rear diff as well, solid axle. Everything looking good over here. Tire looks like it's been down here for quite some time. You can see some flaking in that barrel. I didn't see any cracks to the tread, but it looks pretty dry too. This does have a frame mounted hitch. You can see a bit of surface rust from rocks and debris over time. Alright, I'm going to try and get this one pretty good. So this is the passenger side. You can see the muffler here, this soft area. I did give this a squish. It does have some softness to it. It makes a little bit of crunching sound. They did gum up the undercoating here to kind of cover it up. It's it's soft. It's kind of hard to hold the mirror and the camera to kind of get in there and squeeze it. But this is the passenger front perch on the leaf spring area by the muffler. The muffler has been replaced not too long ago, so that is good. We can kind of just see all this extra goo. Just they caked it on there real good, but when you squeeze it, you can still kind of hear the crunch and the flake. And this goes all the way back on this side. This is on the front on the passenger side. Looks pretty good here too. Lots of undercoating on this thing, like I was saying. Both cats still present. Nothing really leaking or looking loose or like it's had play or wear. Body mounts look really good there too. So that completes our under chassis. Alright, so this is the interior portion of the 2003 Toyota Tacoma. We have 193,694 miles. The e-brake light does stay on. I've messed with this. You can push it in to get it to go off, but it kind of just comes back on its own there. Pretty factory here, AC knobs. The AC does not work. The engine component of the inspection will show you there's just no belt on there. Radio works good. This is the lever here I was telling you about. Kind of push it, it goes off with that light. Key fob has seen better days. It's all taped up. Horn operation, everything, cruise control, that all works. Lights all good. The rear differential lock, I did get to flash. I couldn't get it to actually like stay solid or verify it was working. The power and normal button made a big difference pulling out on the highway. It was pretty nice. Door switches, we got auto up, down, or auto down, power windows, power locks. Mirrors function as they are intended. This vehicle does have a manual sunroof, so you basically have a little lock on the side and then you fold that out, pops up. On the interior, wing windows, they all work. Slider window works. This window here, there's a pin missing on there, so it does just kind of flap all the way open, so I left that secure. I didn't want to mess with that much more. Pause it here and go blow this. All right, coming from the passenger side here, this interior is actually very nice, well kept at least. Doesn't look like it was put through a lot. There's no floor mats, but the carpets are checking out really good. Door cards also look really well. All works as intended. These don't have extra doors, but you pull these seats, there's little jumpers back here. Cargo bins under here full of spare and tool components. Slider window there works great, but back is looking great as well. Alright, hopping in here on the driver's side. Four-wheel drive operation, you use this button to start it. There is a low and high setting with the knob being pushed forward and backwards. Center console here, pretty good. This lid is broken, but it kind of just secures things inside there. This center console comes up and down, opens, closes as intended. Pedals all in good shape, floor in really good shape as well. No wear spot on the pad like we usually see. Seats, like I said, in really good shape. No odd burns or wears or rips. Checks out good. So this is the trunk or truck bed, depending on the vehicle, right? One thing I want to note with the tailgate, there are no straps. So this will just flop out of here. Kind of hard to hold this up in video. The dampers are not working. Isn't really much feedback. This does have plastic bed liner. It's pretty common on these trucks. Looks like there's a set of snow tires in here with lug nuts. They honestly look pretty good. These are healthy snow tires. These do great in our area for sure. Like I said, this does have the sliding third window. This still has the screens. There's a bit of holes and a little bit of wear on those screens, but they're still in those sliding windows. And I did not have any keys present for this latch here on this canopy. It does have a cargo rack system. Now when I look up here, it looks like they have plates, so it's not just bolts coming through the roof. Nice secure there. This is going to conclude our trunk component. All right, this is going to be our code scan here. We always go through all the modules, kind of check, make sure we don't have any history codes, current codes, or permanent codes. Engine, ABS, traction control, airbags, cruise control systems, all check out very good. We always like to make sure that our info as far as the VIN to code all comes through as the same as what's on the vehicle as well. That checks out good. I'm going to pause here and move on to the next portion. All right, we always check over our monitors from the drive, make sure everything's cycled correctly. Looks like the evap system didn't get to finish its cycle. I did do a good amount of highway, so there was some good amount of driving done. We did have a couple hills that we went up and down at highway speed as well. So those two, the catalyst and the evap, should have reset at that point. We didn't have any active lights or any kind of drivability issues. Just kind of one thing to note. Those are emissions items. Everything else checks back green. That's what we like to see. The circles with the line through it, that's if those monitors are not supported by the vehicle system. So all checking out. All right, this is our 2003 Toyota Tacoma. This is going to be the conclusion part here. One thing I do want to address and bring to attention is the frame rust that I found on this passenger rear portion. It's mainly focused around the perches. You can see quite a bit of heavy undercoating spray that they layered on there. It's hard to hold the camera and get up in there, but I was able to get some crunchy sensations, some sound. It's quite squishy underneath all of that. Once I started hearing the crumbling, I stopped squeezing. I don't want to like cause any damage or anything. Did notice on the tires some dry rot in the tread, so keep an eye on that. With hot weather, those just get open more, so one thing to keep in mind, it does have a set of snow tires in the back, so that's beneficial. This does have a color match canopy. It does have third window slider. You'll see that in the trunk portion. On the AC, I did go through that pretty well. It did say from the seller that he noted it wasn't working. I found no belt on it, so I didn't even really have a way to test if the compressor kicks on or not. Four-wheel drive works low and high. It's button operated. This does have a rear differential lock that I did not get to function correctly. It just stayed flashing during the inspection. This wing window on the driver's side has a pin that's missing. You'll see it just kind of flops. You can literally just walk up to this car and, well, at least the latch works. But if it's not latched all the way, you can pull it wide open. Sunroof works good. Doesn't have any signs of water intrusion around it or any kind of like pre-existing damage. It is a tan top, so it's easy to tell on that. Roof rack system does look like it was installed right. I tried to get a pretty good view of that. But this is going to be the conclusion on our 2003 Toyota Tacoma.